Kelly Ripa has been hosting live since 2001. She was named Regis Philbin's co-host after Kathy Lee Gifford's departure. Now the former soap star co-hosts alongside her real-life husband, Mark Consuelos. She recently opened up about her retirement plans. It takes a lot to shock them both. They've heard it all as talk show hosts. But one audience member's breakup story left them speechless. Keep reading to find out more about the latest breakup trend that Kelly and Mark couldn't believe. Kelly Ripa left speechless by wild live audience member's breakup story. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos celebrated their 29th wedding anniversary in May. The couple eloped to Las Vegas in 1996. The new rocked daytime soaps at the time, but they've proven their relationship was meant to last. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos share 3 children, Michael, Lola, and Joaquin. They often take from their real-life relationship for content during Live with Kelly and Mark. One recent show opened with the couple talking about the rise of artificial intelligence, AI, in everyday life. A previous discussion about AI caused Kelly Ripa to collapse on the floor. She stayed in her seat during the most recent discussion, but the topic got a reaction out of her. Her husband informed her and the studio audience that people are using AI to craft breakup messages. He then spotted someone in the audience laughing at the discussion. When Kelly Ripa asked the audience member if they had used AI to dump someone, the woman named Ashley confirmed that she had. Kind of. She sheepishly admitted before covering her mouth with her hand. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos were left speechless by the admission. Kelly did manage a wow, but was too stunned to speak more. Mark decided to try writing a breakup message with the help of AI. He used it to end a fictional 5-year relationship. Kelly Ripa jumped in to joke that they should ask AI how to end a 30-year relationship. She jokingly answered her own question. After 30 years, I was like, 30 years? What's the point? Do people really use AI to write breakup messages? Breaking up with someone through text message is still a hotly debated topic. But what about using AI to end a relationship? According to Entertainment Weekly, Mark Consuelos cited a study that indicated 42% of adults have used AI to craft a breakup message. Despite their enduring marriage, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos did break up once. She revealed on a podcast that they broke up a few days before their wedding. "We broke up, and we got back together the day before we went off and eloped," the talk show host admitted. It was supposed to be a typical Tuesday morning on Live with Kelly and Mark, smooth banter, a couple of giggles, and maybe a celebrity interview or two. But nobody, least of all Kelly Ripa, was prepared for what would happen during the show's audience Q&A segment. The energy was high in the studio as Mark Consuelos tossed jokes back and forth with his ever-quick-witted wife, Kelly. The two were mid-conversation about odd family traditions when Kelly suggested, "Let's hear from the audience. Anybody got a weird story that can top my Uncle Lou dressing up as a turkey every Thanksgiving?" A woman in the second row immediately raised her hand with the enthusiasm of someone who knew she had gold. Her sequin sweater sparkled under the studio lights, and the moment the mic was passed to her, she didn't hesitate. "Oh, honey," the woman said, voice strong and brimming with confidence. "My story involves an alpaca, 3 gallons of nacho cheese, and a mistaken identity at a wedding." Kelly blinked. "Wait, what?" Mark leaned forward, intrigued. "You had us at alpaca." "My name's Lorraine, from Nutley, New Jersey," she said proudly. "And last summer, I went to my nephew's wedding in upstate New York. Beautiful farm venue. The kind with horses, chickens, and apparently one very important alpaca named Tony." Kelly was already clutching her mug like a lifeline. "Oh no, go on, Lorraine." Lorraine continued, eyes gleaming. "The reception's going great. Open bar. Everyone's having a ball. Then someone announces that Tony the alpaca is trained to kiss guests. Like full-on kisses. You line up, and he gives you a little smooch on the cheek for photos. Naturally, I had a couple margaritas, so I was all in." The studio burst into laughter. Even Mark was doubled over. Lorraine went on. So I wait in line. It's finally my turn. And I lean in to give Tony a kiss. Except Tony freaks out. I mean, he screams. Loud. Bares his teeth like he's about to attack. Suddenly he bolts, knocking over the nacho cheese fountain. Yes, they had a nacho cheese fountain. And it goes everywhere. I'm covered. My dress is ruined. Tony runs into the tent and knocks over the wedding cake. Kelly's mouth dropped open, fully stunned. Tony, ruined the cake? Oh no, sweetie. That wasn't the worst part, Lorraine said, shaking her head. Turns out it wasn't Tony. The real Tony was still in the stable. The one I kissed? Some random alpaca from the neighboring farm who had wandered in. The audience howled. Mark was crying from laughter. Kelly, meanwhile, stared into the camera like she was questioning reality. So, Lorraine added with pride, my face made it onto the local news. Headline was Nutley woman mauled by rogue alpaca at wedding. Nacho cheese disaster ensues. Kelly finally found her voice. This is the best thing I've heard in 20 years of doing this show. Mark stood up and applauded. I want this story turned into a movie, starring Lorraine, obviously. As the laughter died down, Kelly asked, did your nephew forgive you? Oh, honey, Lorraine grinned. He made me the centerpiece of the wedding video. Slow motion and all. Kelly was genuinely impressed. You win. There's no topping that. Nobody else even try. Show's over. But the segment had a ripple effect no one could have expected. Later that afternoon, the live social media accounts posted the clip with the caption, Lorraine from Nutley tells the wildest wedding story ever heard on live TV. Within hours, the video went viral. Celebrities started commenting. Chrissy Teigen wrote, I want Lorraine at my next dinner party. Ryan Reynolds reposted it with the caption, I'm playing the alpaca in the film adaptation. By the end of the week, Lorraine had been interviewed by several outlets, including Good Morning America and BuzzFeed. A local cheese company even offered her a year's supply of nacho dip and a brand partnership. The wedding venue where the incident happened used the viral fame to rename one of their packages, the Lorraine, now with extra caution tape around the cheese fountain. Back on Live, Kelly and Mark brought Lorraine back on the show the following week, this time seated comfortably on the couch as their featured guest. Kelly greeted her like an old friend. I haven't stopped thinking about you. We quote you in our house. My kids now call any disaster going full Lorraine. Lorraine laughed. I've embraced it. Life's too short to be embarrassed about an alpaca kiss gone wrong. The producers surprised Lorraine with a framed still image of her mid-sprint, covered in orange cheese, face contorted in laughter and fear. It read, Live legend, Lorraine of Nutley. The moment encapsulated everything audiences love about Live. Real people, real stories, and the kind of offbeat chaos that even the best comedy writers couldn't invent. Backstage, when asked by a producer if she had ever anticipated such fame, Lorraine chuckled. All I wanted was a margarita and a photo with a fluffy animal. Now I'm in talks for a podcast called Lorraine Tells All. Go figure. And as for Kelly, she still refers to the whole event as the day Live history was made. I've interviewed presidents, she told viewers. I've danced with Beyoncé. But nothing compares to Lorraine and the rogue alpaca. That, my friends, was peak television. And in a world where viral moments come and go like trends on TikTok, Lorraine's alpaca story had something rare. Warmth, absurdity, and the kind of comedic timing that only real life and a bit of cheese can deliver.